It's no secret that Lord of the Rings Online has been seeing an influx of new and returning players because of the general hype around the Rings of Power show. Whether or not you think it's a great show or an absolute abomination to Tolkien's legacy, either way, new players are coming in. Well, I watched a recent video from Redbeard Flynn, who is a new Lord of the Rings Online player who made a video about his first impressions experience, and it made me think that the Before the Shadow expansion is going to be one of the most pivotal moments for the Lord of the Rings Online's future, because it brings with it a new leveling and new fresh experience for players that are coming in that put it up to 2022 MMO standards. And so I want to talk about some of the things that I hope they implement, and then I want to hear from you guys as I go. What do you guys think they should implement? What do you guys think they should keep away from other games? And just make sure that more people can come and enjoy this incredible MMORPG. My name's Brightlife, this is my fancy shirt, and I'm really excited to talk to you about how I think we can fix the new player experience in Lord of the Rings Online. Let's jump into it. Alright, so I'm going to say a name that's going to make a couple of you want to click off the video, and you're going to want to hover over that back to YouTube button. Just like take your hand off your mouse for a second, because I promise you it's not that bad. I recently went back and played World of Warcraft, and I played the retail version. I know, 2 strikes, right? And what I did was I created a brand new character because I just wanted to kind of understand the new player experience that Blizzard has implemented into World of Warcraft recently, and they called it Exile's Reach. And Exile's Reach is an instanced levels 1 to 10 island out of their max level cap currently of 60 that allows you to get to know the systems. It allows you to understand your class specifically. It allows you to understand a little bit about how the game works, and then it puts you through a dungeon, and then you're out into the open world to experience the world of Azeroth for yourself. Now, as I played this, I was just struck by the idea that whether you love or hate Blizzard, whether you love or hate World of Warcraft, this is a really great experience for new players to come in, or even returning players to come in and experience the game and get to know their classes. And so out of playing this, out of watching Redbeard Flynn's video, which you should go watch, by the way, link is in the description, subscribe to that guy, tell him that he needs to make more LOTRO content because he's a top tier creator already. I really want you guys to understand the 3 things that I took from Exile's Reach as an experience that I hope the LOTRO team is considering as they're building out this expansion and getting it ready to release. So here are my 3 things that I hope that they bring to the new player experience. The first one is easily accessible new player content. We've talked about this a little bit before, but it's worth repeating. It's very important that they make this content accessible. You see, the thing that LOTRO has done in the past with adding new zones is they've just basically dropped the new zones, put it out on a blue post, or I guess not blue post in Lord of the Rings land. They put it out on a forums post, and what they do is they say, go and enjoy the zone. This will not work for new players or even returning players because the initial starting zone experience takes you nowhere near those new zones, especially those supplemental zones. You see, what LOTRO has done in the past with supplemental zones is if they have like a, level 15 to 20 experience or 30 to 40 experience, whatever it may be, they essentially, drop the content, have it be an update. They say, go to the forums to learn more about how to access it. And then new and returning players that don't really know the game, that are not insiders into the game, just completely miss the new zone, and they miss the beauty of the new zone. And what I think there is a real danger of is them actually doing this for the Before the Shadow expansion. The reality is, in Before the Shadow, they need to make this new 1 to 30 play, levels 1 to 30 experience. They need to make this so easily accessible, and they need to make it accessible from character creation. You should not have to travel to jump into this new zone with the new Boromir story. This should be an option for you, just like it is in World of Warcraft. From the get-go, you should be able to say either I want to start in Archit or I want to start in these new zones. I want to start in the Shire or I want to start in these new zones. And there shouldn't even be an option for Ered Luin because every single one of you know it's an F tier zone. It's not a good zone. If anybody in the comments below says that Ered Luin is a better zone than F tier, then they're probably a bot. I've been getting a lot of those lately. I don't know why. Get it together, YouTube. But it needs to be easily accessible, just like Exile's Reach is in World of Warcraft. I think it would be a great thing to have. And so that's my hope number 1 for the new player leveling experience. Okay, number 2, I really do hope that this new experience teaches players the basics, okay? Now, what I liked about Exile's Reach is it started with just, basic fetch quests, kill quests, and then it moved you through to killing a named enemy, and then it showed you kind of their mount up system where some of the cinematics play that you can really interact with, and then it gave you different zone quests, and then it gave you a big transformation quest, and then it gave you a dungeon quest. It so easily integrated the basics of the game into it while still teaching you your class, and it made it such an easy experience. And then of course, by the time they're out of Exile's Reach, they're ready to play the game. They get it, they know it. And I think that for LOTRO, it is a pretty easy to understand game, but there are a lot of systems in it, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But I think that it would be so nice if for a warden, you learned how to play the Warden's Gambit system without having to just read the text that's on the side of the screen. Here's how the Gambit system works. You have to build up these 2 attacks and then hit, and then build 3, and then you use your big Warden finisher, and then you use your other, like, it's too much to read. It's too complicated sometimes. And I know that there are really basic classes like the Hunter and the Champion where it's just like build them up and spend them basically. But there are some classes that are a little bit more difficult to use. They're a little bit more advanced. And I'd love if the new zones would implement this idea of teaching people the basics of how the game is played. I think that would be really, really helpful because again, we are going to get a lot of returning players that kind of understand MMOs, but Lord of the Rings Online is the best way to experience Middle-earth. I really do believe it is because you can go anywhere you want to. You can explore all of Middle-earth basically at this point, most of the zones of Middle-earth anyway. And I think that people are going to come that don't have a lot of MMO experience, that just want to be a part of the world that they're watching on TV. And I think it's going to be a great thing. So I really hope that they implement some more basics, some new tutorials, some new ways that people can interact. Okay, number 3, and this is a really big one for me. I hope that they will remove the system's notifications that make LOTRO so complicated. Okay, here's what I'm saying. When you hit level 10, you know what happens? At the bottom right of your screen, you get like 5 pop-ups, and it says you've reached level 10, here's your bank skill or whatever it may be, but then it's like, here's epic battles, here's PvMP. And when you see epic battles as a gamer, you're going to click the epic battles button. Like, you're gonna do it. You should. If you don't, you may not be a gamer. Like, of course I want to go straight to Helm's Deep, but it's so confusing because the systems that are in the Helm's Deep epic battle can be kind of boring sometimes. They require you to up level, and the up leveling scaling is just not good, especially for new players, and it's just not a good experience. Here's the thing about World of Warcraft that I really appreciate about it. It makes the whole thing so clean. Every expansion, people kind of moan and complain about borrowed power that goes away, legendary items and legendary artifact weapons in Legion and, Azerite power in BFA, and I agree those have their problems, but the fact that those go away at the end of an expansion makes the game extremely clean and easy to play for a new player. Well, Lord of the Rings Online has not done any of that trimming away, at least to my knowledge, over the last 15 years. There have been some things they've trimmed away, but most of the systems remain in place, and it's okay that the systems are there, but the notifications need to not be there. You don't need to drive a brand new level 10 player into an epic battle experience. It doesn't make sense. It's very jarring. And if you go watch Redbeard Flynn's video, you'll see that, of course, he goes for the epic battle. And it's kind of a sad thing to watch a new player go into what I believe is one of the worst experiences that the game has to offer, when the basic leveling experience, starting at level 10 to like 40, is some of the most rich and fun, story-driven elements of the game. And I think that they should completely remove those notifications. Take the notifications about those systems completely out of the game. Like, just don't tell people about them. They will discover them on their own. Maybe, you introduce them at level 50 or 60 once they're really bought in, but you gotta take those out because it makes the game feel so overwhelming. And I know that a lot of casual players will look at that and just go, yeah, this is not worth it. And so I hope that they remove those. But hey, those are the 3 things that I really want to change about the new player experience so that people like Redbeard Flynn, so that other people that are coming from the Rings of Power show can just jump right into LOTRO, enjoy a simple, great leveling experience, especially once before the Shadow comes out. And that's really my thought on it. Friends, really quickly, I just want to say a huge shout out to our patrons. They make our channel survive and thrive. If you'd like to be a part of helping this channel thrive and survive, you can actually tap the link below to go to our Patreon. You can support from as little as $3 a month. If you could throw that my way, it would really be a huge encouragement. But I want to hear what you think. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Are there reasons that these things are in the game that shouldn't be in the game? Whatever you think, let me know in in the comments below. Hey, if you've made it this far, please hit that like button. Even if you disagree with me on anything in the video, hit that like button because it shows more people that they should see it throughout the YouTube algorithm. It really does help. It's completely free and easy to do. Hey, and if you loved the video, please let me know in the comments. Those are really, really kind and encouraging things for me to see. And also hit that subscribe button. It really helps me know that I need to make more videos like this. But friends, the last two things I say in every single video are the most important things that I say all video. You are more loved than you know, and you are so much more valuable than you realize. I hope that you have an incredible day, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I want to let you know a couple ways to connect with me. First of all, we got an awesome Discord in the description. We've got a Patreon if you'd like to give to the channel and help support more video creation. And I am live on Twitch quite often over at twitch.tv/brightlifecommunity. Would love to see you there. Always love interacting on those live video streams. But I hope you have an incredible day, my loved and valued friend. Have an awesome one.